Now that we've created all of the pieces of our cartoon penguin, we can put them together and put it into a format that'll be usable by a Flash game. The best way to do this is to treat each piece as a separate movie clip symbol and create a movie clip symbol for each of these pieces. Then all of the pieces together can go inside of one movie clip symbol, and I'll show you what I mean. So for instance, we can take this wing and select it, and then we'll go to Modify, Convert to Symbol, and we'll call it Movie Clip. First of all, it's going to be a movie clip symbol. We can adjust the registration point, put it in the upper left-hand corner, or keep it in the center. I'm going to keep it in the center, and I'm going to name it MC for movie clip, and then I'll call it Wing L, or just maybe left wing, MC left wing, and click OK. Now there's a blue box that's around this wing, and you can see that when it's selected in the property window it says it's a movie clip, and we can give it an instance name if we wanted to script to it and target it with our programming so that we could do something to it through code. So anyway, you can see here it says instance of MC-left wing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that to each of these pieces. So what I'll do is I'll select the next one and modify, convert to symbol, and this will be MC-right wing, and click OK. And then I'll select both of the feet here, and instead of doing modify, convert to symbol, I can just hit F8 on the keyboard. So I'll hit F8, hold down the shift key, select both pieces, and I'll hit F8, and we'll call this MC feet. Alright, and now that's in a movie clip. And then I'm going to select both of these pieces of the body, and once again F8 on the keyboard, and this will be MC body. And so each piece is a movie clip, and I'm going to show you why this is going to be to our advantage in a bit. So now what I need to do is take care of the head. So I'll select these pieces, move them down a little bit. Using the select tool, drag a selection box around both of these pieces and modify, convert to symbol, and this will be MC head. So now I have each piece in a separate movie clip. Now what I want to do is put all of these pieces into one single movie clip. So I'll select all of the pieces and modify, convert to symbol, and I'll say MC-penguin and click OK. And now I have one movie clip called movie clip instance of MC-penguin. I can give it an instance name of penguin and hit enter on the keyboard, and now I'm targeting it with a name. And now if I want to edit this penguin and move these pieces around, all I have to do is double click on the movie clip, or basically go into movie clip editing mode. The easiest way is just to double click on the movie clip. Notice that now I'm no longer in scene 1. I'm inside of my MC-penguin symbol movie clip. If I want to go back to scene 1, I click on scene 1 and I'm back in scene 1. So double click on the penguin. Now I'm inside and I can see all of the separate pieces. And now I can adjust the pieces. So what I'll do is I'll take this and move this on top. Notice how the wing goes behind the body. So there's a few ways of dealing with this. What I could do is I could put each piece of the character on its own layer in the timeline. And that way I could move each of the pieces, let's say, independently. Now if I want to do that, what I do is I can just highlight all of these pieces, and let's see if we can distribute them to layers. So we'll say modify, timeline, distribute to layers, and now you can see that each piece is on its own layer. And so what I'll do now is, notice there's no longer a layer 1 needed, so I'll highlight layer 1 and click the trash can to delete it. And so now I have MC head, MC body, the feet, and the right wing and the left wing. Now I'm going to need the right wing to go above the body, so I'll just drag it up, and the left wing also to go above the body. And now when I drag it over, you can see that it's on top. Also, the head is on top of the body. I'll take this wing here and I'll use the transform tool, and I can rotate it a little bit, and you can see that now the character has its wings. And if I don't like the size of the wings, I'm thinking they seem a little bit small, but I can always adjust that later. So that's fine. And the feet, which are on the bottom layer, I can arrow up, and you can see those tuck in nicely underneath the body. So now I have my character, and the pieces are all in place. And you can see that they're distributed to the layers, right? And now if I click back on scene 1, you can see back in scene 1 we only have one layer. This is our main timeline, right? I'll go back to the select tool, and you can see I have the penguin, but inside this penguin movie clip are individualized assets, each that are their own movie clip, and each that have their own timeline. So there's a timeline for scene 1, right? But there's also a timeline inside of this movie clip, and a timeline for each of these pieces individually. So that means we can animate these pieces separately. We can make the wings flap, the feet toggle or go up and down, and on the scene 1 we can move the whole object and animate him across the screen. So that's pretty handy.